Hey guys, welcome back to GTA Magic. Today we'll talk about ranking the GTA protagonists from worst to best. Let's head into it. Number 13, Tony Cipriani.
Let's teach these would-be tough guys what it means to be a tough guy.
Liberty City Stories takes players to a 1998 Liberty City, playing as the mobster Tony Cipriani. Players get to see Tony as he rises in the ranks of the Leone mob family. On top of that, Tony is seen trying to keep Salvatore Leone out of prison, trying to impress his mother, and trying to stay out of prison himself. While he might have been cool in Liberty City Stories, he sadly became lame during his appearance in Grand Theft Auto 3. Set only 3 years after Liberty City Stories, Tony already seems like a relic of the past. Number 12, Victor Vance. Victor Vance is probably the most noble of the Grand Theft Auto protagonists. In Vice City Stories, it is revealed he joined the army to pay for his brother's medicine and treatment. Victor is kicked out of the army because his sergeant is corrupt, leading Victor to a life of crime. Victor creates a drug empire in Vice City, becoming a powerful figure. This causes a certain individual to take notice. In the beginning of Vice City, Victor is gunned down by Ricardo Diaz's men. Number 11, Huang Li. Huang Li is the protagonist of Chinatown Wars, being the only non-HD protagonist in the HD universe. Huang's story focuses on his arrival in America and getting revenge. His uncle murdered Huang's father to gain power in their family. The game focuses on Huang hunting down who stole his family's sword and who killed his father. After discovering it was his uncle and killing him, Huang became the leader of the Liberty City Triads. Number 10, Claude. Claude is the silent protagonist of Grand Theft Auto 3, while also appearing in San Andreas. His appearance in San Andreas explains how he meets Catalina and makes it to Liberty City. With Claude being silent, this is about the only backstory players get for him. It also seems as though Claude is only bossed around and does not question his tasks. This includes murdering mobsters, causing a gang war for a real estate mogul, and working for a corrupt cop. Because of this, it is hard to tell if Claude is a psycho. Number 9, Johnny Klebitz.
Ash?
Johnny boy. John, I need some help.
I ain't got a handout for you. Sorry.
A handout ain't gonna fix it, Johnny boy.
Johnny is the protagonist of the DLC The Lost and Damned, also appearing in Grand Theft Auto 4 and Grand Theft Auto 5. During his appearance as a protagonist, Johnny becomes the leader of the Lost during a civil war. On top of that, he works for a corrupt politician. While making his appearance in Grand Theft Auto 5, Johnny is a way more pathetic version of himself. He is addicted to drugs, and it appears he has to beg his girlfriend to not cheat on him. He then gets murdered by Trevor, not putting up a fight. This is definitely a different version of himself than what appears in earlier games. Number 8, Luis Lopez. Luis Lopez is the protagonist of the DLC The Ballad of Gay Tony. In it, Luis is a former gangster who now works for a nightclub manager named Tony Prince. Like Tony Cipriani, Luis is trying to impress his mother, but Luis is still able to defend himself and live his life without her approval. Luis's story has him protect Tony from mobsters after a diamond deal goes wrong. Fun little detail is that Luis makes a small appearance in Grand Theft Auto Online, appearing as a framed picture on Tony's desk at a club. Number 7, Tommy Vercetti. Tommy Vercetti is the protagonist of Vice City, starting his story after he gets out of prison. He is sent to Vice City to take part in a drug deal, but it is shot up and the money is lost. Tommy is blamed for losing the money, having to earn enough to pay back his boss. Tommy slowly takes control of Vice City, becoming the most powerful and influential figure in the city. Tommy defends himself and kills his old boss, forming his own gang and taking control of Vice City for himself. Number 6, Franklin Clinton.
Boy, what's that? You said a man is stuck in a tree. And he needs my help?
Franklin Clinton is one of the protagonists of Grand Theft Auto 5, going from lower class to living in the Los Santos Hills by the end of the game. Players are able to watch his transformation as he meets Michael DeSanta and Trevor Phillips. Franklin starts to do well for himself, leaving his former life mostly behind. At the end of the game, Franklin is able to choose between killing one of the other protagonists or defending them. Selecting this option makes sure all 3 protagonists stay alive. It is an interesting change to see a protagonist rise up the social ladder. Number 5, Trevor Phillips.
Fuck. You think this is funny?
Get them off!
I told him to leave it, Trevor. I told him. Leave it. Leave it.
Shut up, Ron.
Trevor Phillips is probably the best known Grand Theft Auto 5 protagonist, being an absolute psychopath. Trevor has some great quotes, some that fans of the game are sure to repeat. Trevor also takes control of whatever he wants, and no one seems to bat an eye. Trevor kills the owner of a strip club, taking the place over for himself, while also starting a war with the Lost in order to sell drugs easier. Trevor might be a psycho, but you have to respect that he takes what he wants when he wants it. Number 4. GTA Online Protagonist. The GTA Online Protagonist can be a drug seller, club owner, heister, or whatever the player chooses to play as. It is also interesting to note that this character is referenced by Lester Crest in the story mode, with Lester saying they're too unpredictable to take part in a heist. Players can make this character their own, giving the protagonist whatever backstory they want. It could even be based on an alternate version of themselves. Number 3. Michael DeSanta. Michael DeSanta is a heister and a lover of movies. After taking a deal from the FIB, Michael joined Witness Protection and moved his family to Los Santos. Here he lives a life of luxury until his anger gets the best of him. Michael just performs heists to pay back a powerful mobster, reuniting with Trevor Phillips and befriending Franklin Clinton. While at first it seems like Michael's life is going downhill, players quickly see it become better. Michael gets his family back and they start to appreciate each other, he gets to work on a movie and fulfill a dream, and he gets to retire from heisting. Number 2. Niko Bellic.
Mikhail doesn't let me use this anymore. Says it makes us look like barbarians. Uncivilized. Like immigrants.
Oh yeah?
I know what you're thinking. It is a bit funny coming from him.
Niko Bellic is the protagonist of Grand Theft Auto 4 and probably has the saddest story of any protagonist. Niko moves to America to escape a mobster and tries to turn his life around. Sadly, Niko gets sucked into the life of crime that bleeds through Liberty City. When it seems like Niko has a way to escape his past and leave the life of crime, a tragic event occurs. Depending on which choice the player picks, either Niko's cousin or girlfriend can be shot and killed at a wedding. Number 1. Carl Johnson.
Nice to see y'all kicking back.
Carl Johnson is the protagonist of San Andreas, where players can see him go from a gang member to a musician's manager. During the story, Carl robs from the military, becomes a somewhat legitimate business owner, and even breaks into San Andreas' version of Area 51. Carl is also able to get revenge on the people who have wronged him during the story, without losing anyone too close to him. By the end of the game, Carl's life is transformed into a happy one. He is surrounded by friends and family while correcting most of the wrongs that have occurred during the story. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.